And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the grand finals of Code for Giants Cup number 17. It has been an intense event. We've had some ups, we've had some downs, and now we are down to only 2 players remaining. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents going, oh my god, going for a gas first opener, let's go! And a 14 pool as a follow-up, we have the blue Zerg player from Brazil representing the CranKy Ducklings. He's one of our own, he is Erik. And if you're in the chat, get your gamba going. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat as we do embrace game number 1. Again, Erik, he is a very unorthodox player. We saw last game, or last series against Inexorable in a ZvP, Erik was going for a more mid to late game play. Here against Protoss, though, Erik is much more aggressive. Early pool, early gas. I should say it was a gas pool opener, 14-14, into a delayed expansion with this faster link speed, potentially earlier Roach Warren, but I believe Erik will still be expanding. We're going for a delayed expansion instead. Lings are on the way. 6 Lings going to be on the way here across the map. MasTeR does confirm. MasTeR should respond. There we go. Zealot's on the way. He's fully walling up with a gateway with a Cyber Core. Chrono boost on that Zealot as well. MasTeR is getting ready for the aggression to come. Likewise, I appreciate that because he's familiar with Erik, he is checking for the expansion, making sure that it is going to be delayed. And there we go, he does confirm that Erik is indeed expanding. So again, it is an aggressive start into a macro build. Let's go. Let us go. As Lings move out, but again, only 6 Lings for Erik. Behind this, he is droning. He pulls out a gas, no Banelings, no Roach Warren, pulls out a gas immediately with 100 gas for link speed, and is just fully focused on droning up. And back at home, MasTeR just has to make sure it doesn't overreact. Only 1 pylon, there's no second pylon, there's no shield battery. He should be expanding, going for the adept behind this. Lings have arrived. Erik poking in. And Erik does confirm that the expansion is on the way. So as it all settles, and as we settle into our game here, Erik is behind economically. True, he is behind in a sense. On the flip side though, MasTeR's expansion is late. It is a delayed expansion because MasTeR did fully wall off with the second gateway, because he did chrono out the Zealot, and of course make the adept as a follow-up as well. So there were some things here that did delay the expansion of MasTeR as well. All link speed is done. Remember, link speed is far faster here. Erik is hunting down the adept. And he will catch the adept in the end. Oh my god. Shade will barely complete. Shading into the main, getting a full scout, but will be cleaned up by the queen. So Erik does hold. And again, this is the benefit of going for an early gas the way that Erik has, is that link speed is done for the first adept, and you gain map control. And now you can freely drone up, you don't have to worry about defending against adepts early on, and you can saturate. Third base now going to be on the way. MasTeR does open up with a Stargate, going for a more standard opener, going for the Oracle. Oracle is on the way. Likewise, Erik taking a third. And we'll see what MasTeR can get done. Erik's not out of the woods yet. Erik, he may be denying Adept Harass. I mean, at least so far. We have more Adepts on the way. Getting up to 3. But what about the Oracle Harass? That's the next step. We have 2 queens at the natural. We have 1 queen in the main. The queen count is very low. Very low queen count for Erik. Which means these Oracles have potential. Have potential. The first Oracle does move out across the map. Second Oracle's on the way. Adepts say stick around. They stay back home to expand to take the third. MasTeR playing it safe. Going for the expansion. Oracle moves out. Back at home, Erik, he does have a Spore that's about to finish. 2 queens as well. Likewise, Spore in the main. Bearing in mind, Spores, they were buffed, in a sense. In the latest patch, they do additional damage. So the Oracles have to respect it. They have to respect the Spores. More so than they used to. As MasTeR is looking for a way in. Erik's still just droning up, going for his Roach Warren. +1 range on the way, so it looks like it's going to be a commitment into Roaches. This can lead into Roach Hydra, into eventually Lurker Tech. Oracles, they hit the third. No Spore. Means they're forced to respond. Double Oracle towards the natural. They get one drone. Just the one. One drone goes down. As MasTeR moves out with his 5 adepts. I mean, that's quite a heavy adept count here. And there's not many links to defend. Yeah, there's not many. The transfer at the wrong time. Drone's going to be going down. Oh, a brutal start for Erik. Losing 4 drones already. Losing almost 5. Lings are trying to engage. Getting up to 6 drone kills. 7 drone kills. Nice target firing as 8 workers go down. Erik will defend, but at a cost. At a cost of 8 drones. So nice harass here by MasTeR, bearing in mind that adepts that don't scale well into the mid game, so you want to get rid of them. And Erik is rushing into Hydras. So he has a safety Roach Warren in case he needs it, but he hasn't made any Roaches yet. Oh, there we go, 4 Roaches now on the way. Erik is gearing up towards the mid game. Resaturating his bases. MasTeR, I would say, is in a better economic state, as he's been mining more for longer. But Erik, he comes from behind, gets us around, takes down the shield battery. Not bad. Shield battery is cancelled. Erik slips away. Oh, at least attempts to. I should also bear in mind as well that one of the oracles did fall to the queens. And there's only 1 oracle left. It was just a double oracle opener, not triple. MasTeR's moving out. A blink is done, so it's +1. Oh, this is a brutal timing. And Erik, is he ready for this? And Erik, he needs more time. Does need a little bit more time. Erik, he tries to bait out the stasis wrap. Unable to. Roaches are falling. Clutch blinks here by the Protoss. Stasis gets triggered. MasTeR traded well. Erik is holding. He's holding on. The Hatchery taking a lot of hits, though. Once again, Erik clutch moves here, baits up the stasis, but the Stalker count is getting higher and higher. Erik falling behind. More stasis traps, they just continue. Ooh, stasis doesn't quite go off, but the Hydras are exposed. Massive pickoff. What is that? 5 Hydras go down. Lings, they try to engage, but the damage has been done. Erik bleeding out far too much here. Does catch a couple Stalkers towards the end. Takes down the Oracle as well. Finally does bring it down. That's going to be the final stasis here for MasTeR. No more Oracles. Hatchery under fire. Again, Erik is trying to keep up. Leading out a Queen. And Queen goes down. Again, Erik barely holding on. Lings, they go for a counterattack. They get maybe 1 probe. Not even. And MasTeR, he's up on bases. He's on 4 bases. He has a greater economy. 83 probes for MasTeR. He has a booming economy. And the only way for Erik to recover here is either with a Ling run by or by somehow taking up into Lurkers. But he has no Lurker Den. The Hive is on the way. That is true, but Erik, he's treading water more than anything. Trying to hold on, trying to survive. Does catch one of the Stalkers. Poking in. Zalsei hits the 3rd. Queen goes down. Drones as well. These are losses that Erik just cannot afford. But again, he's just barely hanging on with the supply. Lurker Den's on the way. True. And with a handful of Lurkers, Erik, he can stabilize. But he still needs more time. Starter stepping forward. More Zelts towards the third. Erik just doesn't have enough here to hold. Not to defend two locations at once. As he responds with most of his army, Stalkers, they dive in, they go for the hatchery. Hatchery goes down. Erik now down to 3 bases. And he's just being pulled apart. It's pulled apart left and right. Just too many losses too early on. For Erik to bleed out the roaches, the hydras. And just a really crisp move out here from MasTeR. Likewise, Erik here lost, was it like 7 drones or 8 drones at the start of the game to the initial 5 adept, which is setting behind. MasTeR can just keep pushing in. MasTeR, he's almost maxed out. Oh my god, the supplies! It's crazy. Snipes a Roach Warren. Roach Warren goes down. Nice kiting here by MasTeR, bleeding out a couple of Stalkers. A decent lunge here from Erik as well. Does punish MasTeR. MasTeR, he bleeds out a lot of supply. Lurkers have arrived. Okay, Erik's all in. Erik, he's completely all in. He's down to 3 bases, he's even got less than 3 base saturation. He's got 48 workers. He's going for a Nidus Worm. Now, if this army can get into the main and get on top of the production, then maybe... Oh god, there's 2 Colossus already. Soon to be 3. No. Not like this. Lurkers are in position. Army blinks in, takes down one of the Lurkers. And MasTeR is rotating. Behind this, Stargate, Fleet Beacon, Sky Toss on the horizon for MasTeR. Nidus Swarm across the map, has potential. But it's going to be laying siege upon the 3rd base, not the main. Because they do the expansion. Likewise, they'll say just right click on top of the base, they're going to get it. Hatchery goes down. Nice into the main while MasTeR is distracted. But the Lurkers are getting put out. The force field, oh, the force fields are brutal. Lurkers go down. Just 1 Lurker survives. Recall into the main. And the Nidus won't get much done. Erik trying to pull MasTeR apart. Headed for the 3rd. Going for the expansion. And will bring it down. Nexus will fall. But the Colossus, like, MasTeR, he's had enough. He's had enough defending. It's like, I'm done with your Nidus Worms. He's just moving out across the map. It's time to, hey, move, Pappy. Let's go. 4 Colossi. Ling Hydra is just gonna melt. It just cannot hold its own. Not against this kind of army. It does nothing. Lurkers, they race back. There's 3 observers. Lurkers getting caught out. And from here, MasTeR can overwhelm. He can just force his way through. Abducts one of the Colossi. Doesn't even go down. GG gets called, and MasTeR takes game number 1. GG. Very solid game there out of MasTeR. Again, he didn't overreact and over-respond to the initial gas pool opener. Likewise, very important in the follow-up, as we were mentioning, with the 5 adept harass, he did cripple the economy. Erik, he had to replenish from there. Because of Erik's opener, his economy was already kind of on the ropes, so he just could not afford those losses, and in the end, Erik was overwhelmed. GG, well played. MasTeR takes the lead in the series. And now we're getting ready for game number 2. Now, I want to believe that Erik, he can bring it back here. I'm sure that on some of these other maps, we'll have a different approach. But now we're loading into one of the larger maps in the map pool. Up next, Abyssal Reef. Up next is going to be Abyssal. And it can be very difficult being aggressive early on here on Abyssal Reef, whether it's on 2 or 3 base aggression, 2 or 3 base all-ins. They're typically not too successful on this map. So we'll see. We'll see what Erik's plan is going to be. How he does adjust. Good. As we're getting into game 2, And we'll see if Erik can start the comeback. I want to believe he can. I want to believe he can bring us back. The pressure is on. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Abyssal Reef, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. Again, he's one of our own. He's one of the Ducklings. It is Erik. And spawning in the bottom right, and once again going for the 14 gas. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 1-0. It is MasTeR for Team Hellfire. Now, once again, 14-14, 14 gas into 14 spawning pool into a delayed expansion. Now, what I will say is that Erik, what he does often do with this opener is that he does vary it up. You know, one game he may just open up with 6 lings and then just drone. Another game he'll stay in gas, open up 6 lings, and then go into roaches instead. Now, despite me saying that, I don't think that this is a good map to go into roach aggression. As I was mentioning before, this is one of the larger maps. This is the second largest map in the map pool, second only to Neon Violet Square. The rush distance by ground is very long. Likewise, the natural is very defendable because of this very narrow ramp coming into the natural, so it's very easy to defend and to hold against aggression, hold against all ins. So it looks like Erik should be going for the same opener, in the sense that he's going for early ling speed into a delayed expansion into the mid game. I would imagine that's where Erik is headed. Here we go. Yep, as ling speed is on the way and he pulls out. He pulls out of gas. No roaches. And MasTeR, he's already faced off against this before, and on a map like Abyssal Reef, he should have a cleaner response as well. Should have a cleaner response for the time being. Natural's on the way. Probe gets shut down. How many lings were made this time? Last game it was 6. This time once again 6. 6 lings. Overlord does confirm the wall. Again, a 2-gate opener at a MasTeR. Delayed expansion for the 2 gateways. Zell was chronoed out. Adept is on the way. Just a really secure response here by MasTeR. He should be perfectly fine, perfectly safe back at home. And Erik shouldn't really find any damage. Lings are being active, but there's nothing to really kill. As Erik, he rotates over. Back at home, droning up, investing into ling speed, of course. Hasn't pulled back into gas. Just droning. Oh, yo, shout out. Fala galera. Big shout out in the chat. I would imagine someone working for Code for Giants. So big shout out. Thank you so much. Hi, mate. The name for Code for Giants Cup. Just passing to say thanks for streaming Code for Giants this year and for our partnership this year. Willing to see you with us in 2025. All the best. Gracias. Obrigado. Obrigado. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For those that are curious, I should also emphasize this as well. Code for Giants is the main sponsor of the event. Cosmos does cast. Cosmos does organize. But Code for Giants are very passionate people out there. They do run their own website. And they do, of course, support and are very fond of StarCraft. So much love. Much love to Code for Giants. Much love. Gracias, papi, gracias. Obrigado. As we're selling it. And Erik going for his third. Going for his third expansion. Still just droning up, saturating his bases. Likewise, MasTeR back at home, building up his adept counts. I mean, we saw how successful MasTeR was with his 5 adept move outs, and he's looking to do something similar as well here in game 2. God. Here we go. MasTeR does expand, takes his third. How many adepts are we on? We're up to 4. So far, MasTeR just securing his third base. Oracles are moving out. Meanwhile, once again, another roach one here by Erik. Getting to his roaches. MasTeR, he's being active, looking for a way in, going for a faster Twilight Council this time. No Forge. This screams Glaive Adepts. It could be early Blink just for a safe opener, but I'm leaning towards Glaive Adepts instead. We're waiting for that Gateway Explosion. MasTeR, he is delaying his Forge in favor of this Twilight Council. And what's it going to be for? Show us the upgrade. Show us what you got. It's going to be Blink. Okay, early Blink here from MasTeR. So as a result, Blink will finish up in case Erik were to go for something like a 2-base Roach all-in. Then Blink would be done in time to defend. More importantly, because Blink is so fast this game, MasTeR can be aggressive and active earlier than usual. It can be very active on the map. Meanwhile, here come the first wave of adepts. 6 adepts here for MasTeR. They shade in towards the natural. And Erik's not ready. He's not quite ready for this. He has some Lings, but Lings, they melt. Lings go down. Drones thereafter. Workers are going to be going down. The boys are going to be being pulled. And this is going to be crucial damage here. 6 drones going down. 8 drones going down. And MasTeR, he's not done. He's not done. Not yet. As he does target down one more drone towards the end. Oh, does try to. Shades into the main. There we go. He gets 10 drones. 10 workers do fall. And again, MasTeR's not done. It's a 1-2 punch. Up next is going to be the Blink Stalkers. Gateways are on the way. It's going to be 5 more gates behind this. Oh my god. This may just be a 3-base all-in. Yeah, this is looking like a 3-base all-in here by MasTeR. The massive gateway explosion into Blink. Oracles are here. They deny the 4th. 4th base is cancelled. And MasTeR is getting up to 8 gates. 8 gates on 3 bases. No extra gases either. And all that MasTeR is missing is a proxy gate across the map. Speaking of proxy gateway across the map, my eyes are on this probe. Again, this should be a 3-base all-in. The probe is moving out with the army. This is designed to throw in a pylon, a gateway for a 9-gate all-in. MasTeR is expanding and taking a 4th, and is not taking gases. So this is still committed. Sure, there's a 4th base, but I mean, that's not stopping MasTeR from just committing across the map. There goes the pylon, into a gateway, into the all-in. Now, because of this, MasTeR, he has no tech behind this. He has no transition into Colossus, into Storm, into Disruptors, into Archons, none of that. Is now throwing down a Robo. This is telling us that MasTeR is transitioning. I mean, it makes sense coinciding with the 4th. He still has plenty of Stalkers available. Here we go, he's pushing in. Now again, MasTeR's tech is delayed in favor of this move out. I have barely any Lings, getting on top of the Hydras. Brutal losses here for Erik. He's trying to hold on. Decent concave, getting on top of the Stalkers. Stasis goes off, cashes out the Roaches. And Erik, he does trade. And Erik, he's barely forcing this back, just barely. Oracles activate their pulsar beams. Stalker's going to be going down. The army blinks on forward. And Erik's being overwhelmed. He's barely being overwhelmed, losing all of his Hydras, losing the Roaches as well. But this was a trade. Looking at the trades here, 15 Stalkers for 12 Hydras and 6 Roaches. Almost a 1-to-1 trade. Almost a 1-to-1 trade here, and Erik, he should be able to barely hold on. It's close. It's very close. Still expensive losses here for Erik, and he can't lose the base. Can't lose the expansion. Here just now engaging with his Lings. Forcing back the army. Stasis goes off. Pylon goes down, but the Hydras are exposed. No! The Hydras are exposed. Oh my god. Once again, Erik barely holding. Lings, they trickle in. Lurker dents on the way. But it looks like the base will fall. The base goes down. Erik is down to 3 bases. Trying to take up into Lurker tech, into Hive. But MasTeR, he's not stopping. He's not slowing down. Now, this isn't the cleanest execution of an 8-gate, like 3-base Blink Stalker all-in. Not the cleanest, but successful enough. Has been successful enough. And now he's taking up. A Bay is on the way. That's going to be for Colossus production. And Colossus are delayed because of the build of choice, but he's getting there. Likewise, gases are now being taken to be able to afford double Robo Colossus production as well. So he is taking up. He's going to be teching. Approach the gateway, gets shut down. And Erik, he's holding on. He's holding. Trying to reestablish himself. Roaches get caught out. Shaves off a couple of stalkers. It's 3, that's 4 stalkers going down. Very nice damage. Erik started stepping in. Takes down a good chunk of stalkers. Erik, he is still in this game. Erik, he might be behind in the economy, and the longer this game goes on, the worse it's going to be for Erik, but he's holding on. Chasing down more stalkers. Well, a lot of stalkers are going down here. MasTeR did miss the blink. Oh my god, the miss rally. MasTeR rallying into Erik. Erik takes the supply lead. Knocking down the rocks. MasTeR's in trouble. Is in trouble. Erik going for the Spire. Bold move. Okay. Spire is on the way. Erik getting ready for mutas, I would imagine. Or maybe just having it in case Skytoss were to be on the horizon. To have some kind of answer for it. She understands the Giga Depths. Ah, true. I mean, they popped up. And that led into this game state. So the lurker count is building up. Erik is securing himself. If you recall, we did mention this about Abyssal Reef previously, but this map is known for its more defensive features, and Erik, he's holding. He's barely holding on. He's stabilizing. He's getting there. Building up more lurkers. MasTeR has yet to embrace Skytoss. He's late to do so. I mean, he has no idea that lurkers are have built up to this degree. We'll soon find out. Once he does, we should be seeing the Stargate and the Fleet Beacon. Should be heading there. So I'll say trade against the Lings. Better trade for Erik. MasTeR rotating around. And he will now come across the lurkers. And now he's aware. He has to make a choice. Looking for another way in. Second robo is almost done. Meanwhile, the Prism does slip into the main. Massive warp in goes off. Oh, and it's actually going for the Hydrogen. Okay. Hydrogen does go down. Zell's wreaking havoc. Getting into the Queens, getting into the Hydras. Lurker, sorry, Nightstorm across the map. MasTeR rotates. He does come across the army. Likewise, Zealous. Ah, they're still wreaking havoc. No, they're still not cleaned up. They take down 7 more drones. Nightstorm goes down. Brutal trades. MasTeR does take a lead. Prism goes down, but the main army is still looking terrifying. As MasTeR is rotating, lurkers are repositioning. As MasTeR is maxed out. Now, you could definitely argue that MasTeR has too many stalkers. He could refine his army with a heavier immortal count, but he wasn't quite going for that. Right clicks on the expansion. This time it shouldn't pay off. Yeah, bold move here by MasTeR. Expansion gets low, but it's still up and running. MasTeR going to be reinforcing. Storm is now done. Now we get the second Stargate and the Fleet Beacon all the way. I do think that this tech is late. This could have been thrown down much earlier for MasTeR. Especially once he sold the line of lurkers. Well, Zealot's catching out more of these roaches. Only one roach shall survive. MasTeR rotates. Catching up the army. But both players are maxing out. And despite the rough road to recovery here for Erik, he's stabilized. Well, he is stabilizing. He's getting there. I mean, the power of Abyssal Reef. You can defend, you can survive, you can stabilize. Jesus, that's a lot of lurkers. 23. 23 lurkers for Erik. He's moving out. Does run into the main army. Nice Storm is denied. Nice Storm. Storm here on the lurkers. Erik pushing in. He's got Vipers. Smite just going off, catching out an Archon. Mortal Crown is quite low. Moving forward. Meanwhile, the army dives in. Nice Blinding Clouds, though. Oh my god, the army just melts. Yeah, Stalkers, they get shut down, and Erik, he's going for the kill. He's going here and now, getting into the production. Carrier's going to be denied. The first carrier has arrived, though. But the ground army is just falling. And GG gets called. Erik, he breaks through just barely, and he ties it up 1-1. We're going to game 3. Whew. GG. Very clutch move here by Erik. Again, it was a very rough game for him. He was behind. He was down in workers, down in economy. But he was trading well against the Stalkers, and he was able to barely hold on enough to build up to 23 lurkers. Then and there, he just went for the kill. He did overwhelm the ground army. Blinding Clouds were a big factor in that final fight. And with that, Erik ties us up. Going to game 3. As a reminder, this is a best of 5, so we still have plenty more games ahead of us. But we do at least have a series here. It's not going to be one-sided. It's going to be more back and forth. Whew, let's go. Let us go. And our next game, it's going to be on. We have our map. King's Cove. Ooh, okay. Interesting choice. Abyssal Reef wasn't vetoed. King's Cove wasn't vetoed. What was vetoed? I would imagine nearby the square. I would imagine. Players are getting ready here for game number 3. And again, MasTeR, when it came to his blink control, unfortunately, he was lacking a little bit there in that department. He was bleeding out a lot of Stalkers. Likewise, as we did mention at the time, MasTeR did take a little bit too late into Skytoss. That could have been an earlier decision made from MasTeR, especially once he had seen and scouted the lurkers, but he did delay that tech. He tried to commit to a ground-based army a little bit further. In the end, wasn't worth it. Was not worth it in the end. He was maxed out, but against 23 lurkers, I mean, there's only so much a ground army can do. And with that, we're getting into game 3. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of King's Cove, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, being forced into a tied-up series. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, once again going for the 14-14, we have the Brazilian Zerg player, the red Zerg, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik. Here we go. He's one of our own. He's one of our own. There we go. 14-14, 14 gas into the 14 pool. Once again, Erik has done so every game so far in this series. Game so far, and we'll see if Erik does deviate this time a little bit further. Erik is going to be joining up. Erik will soon expand. We'll keep an eye on his gases, but again, he's only got 2 in gas, so I would imagine just going into link speed and pulling out once again. I would imagine. There we go. 6 links are on the way, and Erik, he pulls out. He does pull out just in time. Link speed is on the way. And Erik will once again expand. And again, this does seem to be Erik's just go-to opener here. The advantages, there are some advantages and disadvantages. One, your economy is going to be delayed, but the plus side of this kind of opener, as we mentioned before, is the fact that you're also delaying your opponent's expansion, you're forcing your opponent to respond, and you're also gaining map control. Because of the fast link speed, it does mean that the early first and second adept don't really have as much of a threatening force anymore, just because of your links or your speed links. So it is just a way to gain map control earlier than usual. And I'm sure Erik is much more comfortable with that kind of game state. Now, as we have seen both in Game 1 and Game 2, and Erik has struggled in both games, this can still lead into a 3-base, like 5 to 6 adept move out, which Erik, time and time again, is being caught with his pants down by. He is never quite ready for it. Hopefully this time he is investing into earlier lings. I mean, investing into lings just in time for that move out would be ideal. We'll see if he can pull that off. See if he can scout the move out ahead of time as well. As we have our tech of choice once again, going to be the Stargate opener. Now, last game it was Stargate into earlier Twilight Council into an early Blink move out with 9 gates. So it's basically like a 9-gate 3-base all-in out of MasTeR, which didn't quite kill his opponent. Barely not. Barely not as the Stargate is done. First Oracle's on the way. No surprises so far. Going for the initial Oracle. Behind this, Erik taking his third. Moving out with his lings. Hoping to catch out the adepts. The Overlord does get eyes on this, so he should be able to spot the adept shade move out. Once again, Twilight Council. This time, Twilight Council before the 3rd base. Ooh, okay. Much more aggressive this time. Previously, we saw the Twilight Council at the same time as the 3rd. This time, it is earlier. Just like the previous game, I want to say that this should be for Glaive Adepts, but just like the previous game, there is also the option to go for earlier Blink. And that can lead into these, you know, heavy Stalker 3-base all-ins. So we'll see what it's going to be. Is it going to be this time? As lings they poke in. Twilight Council is done. Gateway is going to be on the way. And what's it going to be? Glaive Adepts. Let's go. Oh my god. This is what we assumed it was going to be in game 2. Now we get it in game 3. Early Glaive Adepts here from MasTeR. He is committed. Now, this is not an all-in. Bear that in mind. It is committed, but it's not an all-in. This is designed to get damage done. And if it does not, Adepts, as you can imagine, they do not scale well into a longer game state. So this is a risky maneuver here by MasTeR. Erik for now is droning. Safety roach warns on the way. Thankfully, this does give access to early roaches. Only if Erik realizes how much danger he's in. And so far he does not. Erik for the time being. In the dark. Lings, they do get eyes on all the adepts, so that is a tell. As that wasn't just 4, that was 8. 8 adepts is a big tell here. Erik, he should be making roaches. There we go, roach production has begun. He realizes what's going on. He confirms. Now, knowing is half the battle. He might know what's happening, but can he snub it? As adepts are shaded across the map. Lings, they try and hit the 3rd at the same time, trying to force back the army. Oracles race back home, but the adepts do not. Erik, he gets 2 probes. Does get 2 probe kills. Adepts, they threaten the shade. So far, Erik, he does fully wall off. It's a messy wall, but a wall nonetheless. Adepts, they commit. Lings keeping up. Roaches as well. Adepts are making their way into the mineral line. So far, they target down 3 drones. Oh, almost a 4th. Yeah, 4 drone kills. They shade once again towards the natural. Once again, Erik, he does wall off in time. And Erik is holding. Erik, he is holding on. 2 adepts, they can still one-shot workers. There is a spine crawler in position. 5 drone kills. That was for how many? 5 drones for 10 adepts. Oh, not worth it here for MasTeR. As Erik maintains his economy, getting another expansion, getting a 4th. MasTeR, he does need to get some counter damage done. Gets 1. Gets 2. Oh my god, gets 4! 5 drones go down, very nice damage. At the same time, Erik is going for a counterattack. Back at home, MasTeR is somewhat secure. Link isn't done, but he has Stalkers. Likewise, Erik, he does rotate around. Does rotate, which means he's not at home to defend. Yes, respond. Does he counterattack or does he race back home? He's counterattacking. He does commit. Surrounds the cannon. He has some reinforcing adepts. Same time, MasTeR pushing in. Erik, he does defend. He does shut this down. Going for the Stalkers. Not the worst trade here from Erik. Trying to catch him out, but does overextend. Likewise, across the map, does Erik bring down the 4th? If he can force a cancel. Be a huge moment for him. There we go. Gets a Stalker, gets 2. 2 more Stalker kills. Main army is a clash. MasTeR is breaking through. Erik is doing well across the map, but back at home, Erik, he is struggling. Barely holding on. Leading out the roaches across the map. Lings, they come in for the surround. As MasTeR attempts to blink away. Lings, they come in, they collapse in. A nice flank by Erik. He punishes. Oh my god, he punishes it so hard. Takes out most of the Stalkers. A couple of them do get away. Just a handful though. That was not worth it for MasTeR. Bleeding out most of his Stalkers. Ay. Yeah, somehow Erik, he finds a way. Still very tense game state though. Still down in probes. Erik needs more. Erik, he needs more damage. He is taking up into lurkers once again. And we saw how effective that can be. You know, Erik's win condition might just be to rush into lurkers again. And if MasTeR is late to respond, then he can be overwhelmed for a second time. Can be. MasTeR's being active, does find the Lings. I'll shut most of them down. Erik, he's just buying time, he's just distracting the Stalkers. Warping into the natural. Not bad, getting 6 drones already. Shading into the main, getting a 7th drone. Likewise, Lings, they do hit the natural, the 3rd even, 4th. At the expansion. Oh my god. As the Stalkers, they pop off. Are gonna be cleaned up. You know, the first wave of lurkers have arrived and Erik, he's holding. He's holding back at home, securing his 4th, gearing up more Lings. He's on how many lurkers so far? He's on 7. Not a bad count. Up to 7. This time, immediately Stargate. Immediate Stargate and Fleet Beacon. Unlike the previous game where it did feel like MasTeR waited too long. Waited too long to take up. This time a much more decisive move here by MasTeR. He's taking straight into Sky Toss. You know, Erik going for the Night Swarms. Again, Erik, he's going for a more Hail Mary play. Oof. As the Prism takes a lot of hits. And it's going to have a hard time getting into any of these bases. You know, Tempest production has already begun. So over time, MasTeR will have the better army. Will have the higher quality force. MasTeR just needs a little bit more time. It's a little bit more time to build up. Likewise, Erik is massing out more lurkers. 8 more lurkers in production. I believe that's going to be 15 in total. Alas, he's unaware of the Tempest. Not yet. There we go. Tempest is revealed. And now Erik knows. He knows what's going on. Spire gets thrown down. Erik, he responds. He respects the Tempest. Making a handful of drones. Dinosaur is on the way. Gets spotted. Dinosaur is going to be denied. It's denied for now. Erik just knocking down all these bases. Erik, he somewhat has map control, but he has very little creep. Like, there's almost no creep spread. Likewise, almost no expansions. He's now taking a 5th. As the 4th is already finishing up for MasTeR. MasTeR trying to keep up. We'll find the Nidus Worm. Alright, pushing towards the left. Let's prime to dive in. Meanwhile, as time goes on, the Tempest count is getting higher and higher. I'm that much more concerned here for Erik. His army is being outscaled. Ducklings, they do get into the mineral line. Stalkers moving out. They snipe the center expansion. There's the recall. Oh my god, losing up to 5, losing up to 6 Stalkers, and the first 7 Stalkers go down. Erik, he does defend. Kills 5 probes across the map. May have lost an expansion, but Erik, he was already all in anyway. He's already committed. Now he's looking for a way in. He has to go for the kill. Jesus, how many Tempests? 9! Oh my god! You're going up to 12? I don't often see up to 12 Tempests to a single player here often, but sure. Getting up to 12 Tempests. Jesus. And now going into Carrier, almost pure Sky Toss. As Erik is still trying to be active. And gearing up for a Corruptor transition. +1 air attack is on the way for Erik. Oh, this is going to be expensive loss though, as all the lurkers are going to go down. They somewhat trade. They take down 2 High Templar, 3 High Templar, and not bad. Get the High Templar. Storms would be amazing here, but lastly, Hydra just push in. One's the Zealots. They bust into the mineral line. And now we enter kind of a really weird game state here where MasTeR, in a head-on fight, I favor him 100%. Do you favor MasTeR? That's only if he gets a head-on fight though. Maybe have to see where Erik takes us. Erik still investing into more lurkers. No corruptors yet. So Erik is rotating, trying to set up a split push. I still favor MasTeR, at least in that head-on fight. Lurkers towards the natural. Letting run by towards the right-hand side. MasTeR getting pulled out of position. Ooh, stasis goes up. And MasTeR is ready for this. Same time, MasTeR pushing in. Ooh. So Erik pushing in. Trying to catch MasTeR out of position. The storms are brutal though. Yeah, the storms, they pop off. Yoinks come in on 3 of those carriers. But only one of them goes down. The others, they survive. They back off. And MasTeR's breaking through. Just force the army back. Nidus Swarm, though. Erik bouncing from base to base, but there's the recall. He does recall in time. Nidus into the natural. Erik, he does pile in just in time. He wants to go for the main. He's going for it. Will unload. Barely does not quite get that carrier. And he has to get out of here. Yeah, he doesn't get into the main. This goes down. Lurkers get cleaned up. And MasTeR holds. MasTeR, he does hold on. He's got 9 Tempest and 4 carrier. Jesus. You don't often see like this kind of committed of a Skytoss army anymore. This is yeah, not seen too often. Lings, they take down the base, not bad. Okay. Expansion goes down. 17 probes as well. Every time Erik, he's getting the damage done. Behind this, Erik remaxing. Now on Corruptor. Corruptor, Viper, Lurker. Which is better. But still only 1-1 upgrades. Soon to be 2-1. More Lurkers morphing in. Lurkers trying to get ready. Corruptors are revealed. This is where we need more Storm and Archon. Diamond's getting sent away. There's the first Storm. And massive storms here on the Corruptors. Mothership goes down, but the Corruptors, oh, they are being softened up. And MasTeR is going for the kill. He's pushing in. He will lose all of his Archons. Massive Storm. Oh my god. And MasTeR should have this. He breaks through the front line. Clutch transfuse here on the Corruptors, but the Corruptors are very low. Archon volley going off. GG gets called, and MasTeR takes game number 3. Takes a 2-1 lead. Whew. GG. Again, MasTeR having a very strong start to the game, and for the most part, he did maintain a lead for himself. There were definitely opportunities for Erik where he was able to max out himself, where he was able to fight back against MasTeR, pull him apart, but the reality is that the main army could never really contest against the army that MasTeR had accumulated going into Mass Skytoss. To contest against that, you need well-upgraded Corruptors, you need spellcasters as well, and it was just a setup that Erik didn't have. Erik was not ready for that. Or I say not ready for that. He won. I mean, it was a late scout of the Tempest, sure, but at the same time, he was still recovering from the earlier losses in the early game, in the early to mid game. Take a lot of losses. Now we're getting into game number 4, potentially the final game of the series. I'm hoping for an ace match, I'm hoping for a back and forth, but the pressure is on Erik as the next game is going to be on Whispers of Gold. Let's go. Let us go. Meanwhile, Shatter MasTeR is letting us know that he is going to refill his water, so he needs a moment. Make sure you drink plenty of agüita, papi, agüita. Let's go. Does need a moment. And again, coming into this, like, MasTeR has been looking strong, looking powerful, especially when it comes to the mid game. I mean, we saw the effectiveness of the Glaive Adepts here in game 3, and it could rely on that in game 4 as well. Or we could see something very different, something more Stalker heavy. I mean, Whispers of Gold is known for aggression, true. We'll see. We shall see. For now, it looks like, though, because it looks like a player's asking for a break. Understandable. It's been an intense series. So the players, they need a moment. And when they come back, we will have the finale here of the finals. Have the conclusion. Again, we have at least 1, potentially 2 more games. I mean, I'm hoping for the ace match. I'm hoping for a game 5. Gibbs. The game 5. I'm still waiting for the moments that Erik commits to roaches. I'm still waiting for the moment where he opens up 14-14 and he goes for like a roach all in. I feel like this would be a good map for it. So I'm leaning in that direction. Some more roach aggression out of Erik. Just because so far in this series has been very mid-game oriented. Very much so. Hasn't been aggressive too early on. we're just going to lie and wait for our players. Likewise, I do apologize if you do hear me like slurring my words. I did not sleep much today. Did not sleep for too long at all. I was planning to have like a ladder stream after this cast, after this tournament, but no shot. I don't have it in me whatsoever to go for another stream. So the plan is for today, after we wrap up this tournament, I'm gonna go and take a nap for maybe 4 hours, maybe a little bit more, if possible. I'm gonna try to nap, and when we come back, we have our next cast, Sparkling Tunic Cup. Sparkling Tunic Cup is in 7 hours. 7 hours from this message is our next cast of the day, and I will most likely try to nap beforehand, just to make sure I'm well rested, make sure I'm good to go for Sparkling Tunic Cup. That is the plan. Again, 7 hours. 7 hours from now. So I'm just checking our calendar. Tomorrow we have another back-to-back broadcast as well. Tomorrow is going to be the Turtle Tussle into the Pondcast. Let's go. So again, just really intense week for us. Very intense. And that leads into the Fire Grow Cup over the weekend. And Masters Coliseum. Oh god. Just two casts a day every day. Let's go. Let's go. Meanwhile, you can hear the beeps. Looks like our players are ready. They have their water. They've hydrated their hydras. Have hydrated. And now we're getting into game number 4. Potentially the final game of the series. Again, I'm hoping for the ace match. Hoping for a game 5. It's up to our 2 players here. And spawning in the bottom right hand, what's up to this player here actually is spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whistles of Gold. We have the Brazilian Zerg player, the red Zerg representing the CranKy Ducklings. Once again, 14-14. It is Erik. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Team Hellfire. Leading the series 2-1. Onomas, one more game is all he needs. It is MasTeR. Go. And again, MasTeR has been very successful so far when it comes to the lead up to the mid game. When it comes to regular Adept Harass or even committed Glaive Adept Harass as well, he's been very successful. And Erik, he has been really kind of stumbling into the mid game time and time again. Even in the game that Erik won, he was in a really rough position in game number 2. Where he didn't recover, or I say he didn't even recover, he just went for the all-in. he was just forced into an all-in, and Erik, he made it work. And we'll see how he does adjust. So far, once again, 14-14. Only 2 in gas, which means most likely going to be pulling out once he gets his 100 gas. Now, I stand by what I mentioned before, that we're loading into Whispers of Gold, and if Erik did want to go for a roach-based all-in or any kind of aggression, I do favor that. But it goes both ways. And MasTeR has shown us that he's willing to be aggressive himself, willing to open up Twilight Council. Or even go for just an earlier Twilight Council after the start. Probe goes down, Erik expands. Back at home, MasTeR is walled up. Again, later natural base for MasTeR due to the second gateway and the Adept and the Zealot. So once again, just really safe opener here out of MasTeR. Erik back at home, not pulling back in the gas, droning up. Just droning. Oh. Attempts to surround, doesn't quite get it. Not quite get the surround. So far, MasTeR is holding his own. Oh, nice surround though. Yeah, Erik catching him out. The first Adept does go down. Very nice catch here from Erik. Finally, something going his way in the early game. Takes down the Adept. Behind this, Stargate opener into Oracle. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. Usually, if it's going to be aggressive here, we've seen early Twilight Councils from MasTeR. That's what we're looking for. I'm referring to an early Twilight Council either before the third or just as the third is being taken. That's the big sign. So now Erik is droning, getting his third, saturating his bases. MasTeR likewise, gearing up. Stargate's done. Oracle is going to be the Oracle opener here from the side of MasTeR. No surprises. You can see Erik, he's looking for the third. My eyes are open for an early tech. Once again, Erik checking for the third base. Second pylon gets placed. Oracle moves out, and MasTeR is going for his expansion. Okay, he'll expand. We'll get the Nexus. And so far, everything is looking standard from MasTeR. Erik back at home. Evo Chamber into Roachwarren. Into, I would imagine, +1 range. Ooh, Twilight Council gets placed. This is an early Twilight Council, and there's no Forge. Now, this can still be Glaive Adepts, once again, 2 games in a row, but I don't really like the idea of going Glaive Adepts 2 games in a row. I do think that you typically want to vary things up, so I'm picturing Blink instead. Technically, both are options, but leaning more towards Blink. Gas mining is denied. Gateways are placed. And show us what you got. Is it going to be Glaives again, 2 games in a row, or Blink? Some drones. Catching 5 workers in between the bases. Ay, that should not have happened. 5 drones go down. There it is. Blink is going to be on the way. Gateway explosion. Now, because Blink is so fast and because there is no Forge, this is very committed. It's very committed here. It doesn't really scale too well into a longer game state, and this usually leads into 3-way all-ins. Specifically, no gases at the third, only mineral saturation, 8 gateways, maybe a 9th proxy gateway across the map, into just 3-way all-in, Mass Blink Stalker. Yeah, more gateways are on the way. And MasTeR is getting ready for his eventual move out. Decent catch here by Erik. Does get 1 Stalker. Every Stalker counts. Meanwhile, 4 gates are done, 4 on the way, so 8 in total. And MasTeR should be setting up a proxy. Should be setting up for a proxy soon, once he starts to push. Back at home, Erik is droning, investing. If you remember earlier, I thought I saw +1 range, but no, +1 melee. Ling heavy. If we see no roaches, I'm going to be concerned for Erik. So waiting for that probe. So far, saturation. Lings, they go for a run by, and MasTeR not in position. Uh-oh. So MasTeR is pushing in. Lings, they catch some reinforcements. MasTeR pulling back. Stasis goes off. Stalkers are getting caught out. Yeah, nice start for Erik. Very nice start. Likewise, collapse on the Stalkers, takes down 2 of them. 2 more Stalkers go down. Every Stalker does count. And with the eventual Forge on the way, which just got placed, I believe MasTeR should be expanding. If he wanted to be aggressive, I feel like he has missed his window. Like, he's still pushing in, of course, but Erik, he does have plenty of Lings. Dives on the Stalkers, gets us around. So many Stalkers are falling so early on. Yeah, brutal losses for MasTeR. He's still committed, though. He is still not expanded. I was expecting a 4th by now, but no. I was also expecting a proxy, if you remember, but still no proxy either. Things, they come in from behind. Roaches, they collapse on the Stalkers, and Erik, he's shutting this down completely. Again, MasTeR, he already ran out of steam, and MasTeR is not transitioning. No gases, no 4th base, no proxy, no nothing. Reinforcements, they're taking a long time to get across the map. There we go, MasTeR now finally going to be expanding. but he's vulnerable to a counterattack. He's vulnerable. Nice stasis. Ooh, stasis goes off. Uh-oh. MasTeR is still in this. Poking in. Hatchery under fire. Another stasis on the way. Erik getting ready for another surround. Oh! Nice bait though. Erik, he baits out the stasis. MasTeR once again reinforcements to get caught out. Getting out more stalkers. Oof, and yeah, MasTeR, he's just falling behind. He's just falling further and further back. Still no fourth. Expanding on the right hand side instead. But a very late expansion. Very late. Stasis. Oh my god. Never mind. Massive stasis goes off. Erik, he tried to focus on the stasis trap, but he did miss it. Yeah, big mistake there from Erik. And now suddenly MasTeR, he can try to push in. Just so much supply gets tied up. Fading against the Lings, pushing in towards the fourth. Gets a queen. Doesn't get much more though. Erik trying to chase us down. MasTER still all in. Sure, he has a fourth base on the way, but MasTER is still completely committed here. Right, the expansion. Erik likewise going for a counterattack instead. As the fourth base goes down, nice damage dealt here by MasTER. Takes down the fourth. Erik chasing him down though, picking up so many stalkers, and there's no escape from here. Erik trying to set up a surround. Oracles, they do what they can. I mean, decent kiting here from MasTER, but he should lose everything. He should lose every single stalker. Does recall. Saves off 4 or 5 stalkers. Now 5 stalkers make it home. And Erik should have enough. At this point, he should have enough to overwhelm. Catching out the zealots. Fourth base, still no saturation. Even 2 more gates, Jesus. Getting up to 10. Oh, the gateways. Now, as I say that, Zealots, they still have potential as they come in first round. Last they get caught out on their own. Erik chasing down more stalkers. These trades are so efficient for Erik. Shaving off so many stalkers. And fighting back from here is just going to be an uphill battle for MasTER. Very uphill. And in more ways than one. Vipers, they have arrived. Making his way towards the third. Zoning away the fourth. Nice stasis. Stasis goes off and MasTER has been broken. GG gets called. Erik, he fights back, and we are going all the way to the ace match. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Really unorthodox execution of the 3-way all-in from MasTER because there was no reinforcement point, because he moved out a little bit too prematurely as well. He got surrounded, and as soon as MasTER started bleeding out stalkers too heavily, I mean, that was game then and there. That was game then and there. The purpose and the power behind these 8-gate blink all-ins on 3 bases from Protoss is that you preserve the stalkers over time. You do a good job of preserving them over time, building up the stalker count even higher and higher, and then just overwhelming the top, the other top player, of course, the Zerg. Overwhelming the Zerg, and alas, MasTER wasn't quite able to get there. And with that, we're now getting into the ace match. Let's go. It all ends here. It all ends on... where are we dropping? All ends on Ultra Love. Oh boy. Next is going to be Ultra Love. I would imagine after that failed aggression last game from our Protoss player that we're going to be going for a standard opener, but we'll see. We'll see. Keep an eye on our players as we're loading in. You can hear the beeps. Getting into the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Ultra Love. Ultra Love does have a short rush distance by ground, but is much more defendable. Much more defendable on 3 and 4 bases. The choke points and ramps can definitely be used to your advantage. We'll see where this takes us. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Team Hellfire, being forced into Game 5, the final game of the series. Can he bring it back? It is MasTeR. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Zerg player once again going for, I would imagine, this time going for the first time this series, not a 14-14, he's going for a 15 hatch. For the CranKy Ducklings, he's one of our own. He's a duckling. He's a quacker. Quack, puppy, quack. It is Erik. And he is going for a proxy hatchery. Okay, you have my attention. For the first time this series, he is avoiding the initial standard opener that he has since adopted, the 14-14, and is instead going for the proxy hatchery. The drone is in position and will soon commit. As Erik, he does have enough minerals for us. There we go. The hatchery has been placed. Now, this hatchery, I believe, is not designed to kill. It's designed to delay the expansion. Erik is expanding back at home, going hatch opener here. He will delay the Nexus, and he will force out a Zealot and a response. Second gateway gets placed already here for MasTeR. Zealot is being chronoed as we speak. And behind this, Erik is droning. Zealot has arrived, but again, behind this, Erik, he's just happily joining up, taking his gases, getting into his own spawning pool. Yeah, I've seen players like Dark go greedily into a third hatchery, a little bit faster, but we can see that Erik is not cutting as many corners. Not this time. This time, second Zealot does arrive. It's going to be double Adept, double Zealots. Meanwhile, the hatchery finishes. Ooh, okay. Erik, he's going to let it finish, which means it's going to take even longer for MasTeR to expand. It also means that Broodlings can try to surround one of the Zealots. And Larva is available as well. Okay, Broodlings, they chase back the Zealots. Going for the pylon. Creepers receding. 8lings are on the way. The Girlings morphing in. And we'll see what Erik can get done. Can he bring that pylon down? He's lane flooding behind this. He did drone up and he is taking gases. Okay, going for extractor tricks. He's being very aggressive. Gets eyes on the expansion, on the natural. Doesn't delay for too much longer as it's on the way. Gets a probe. And you can see here he's just distracting the army, pulling away the Adept and the Zealot. While lings are building up. As we do have a Stargate opener here from MasTeR. Stargate into Oracle. Army gets across the map, and Erik, he does have to deal with this. He gets this around. Surrounds one of the Adepts. We'll get the Zealot. Will they get the final Adept though? He wants it! Link's kicks in! And he will collapse in. And the Adept gets shut down. Nicely done. Going for the final Adept as well. More Adepts have arrived. Oh, it's getting close. And the Adept barely will make it. As MasTeR commits. Checks the third. Confirms there is nothing there. Zone away from the natural. Mining is going to be denied. And from here we can calm down. We can take a breath. I say that, Erik, he does surround the final Zealot. But bearing in mind, because Erik made so many Lings, his drone count has been suffering. So Erik, he's down in workers. Is down in workers. Erik, he delays the third, at least for a little bit longer. It does feel like MasTeR is going for just a much more standard approach here. Third base, double orc. Oh my, I spoke too soon. I assumed, oh god. I assumed he was just going to saturate his base, but no, never mind. A second Stargate into a fleet beacon into Sky. Let's go. What a way to end the series. So MasTeR is rushing into either a carrier rush or a Tempest rush. Both are options, both are viable. Let's go down. Nice pickles here by Erik. Forcing more Warpins. Warpins that I'm sure MasTeR does not want to waste resources here on. Wants to save them for the Sky Toss. As MasTeR does get one drone, he gets two. 3, 4, 5 drone kills, getting up to 6. 6 workers go down. That MasTeR does find himself in a nice position. Tempest production has now begun. Again, it's going to be a Tempest rush, not carrier, not yet. Just purely Tempest. And Erik has no idea. Erik is in the dark as to what's going on. Poking in. Massling army does come across the Adepts. There's a shade into the mineral line. Erik, he pulls away in time. The Lings will clean this up, but it's a bit of an awkward trade just because of the terrain. MasTeR trading as best he can. Here we go, Tempests are on the way. Meanwhile, Erik going into Ling Hydra. Okay. Carrying up towards Ling Hydra instead. Tempest, they reveal themselves. Ooh. And they're going for the mineral line as well. 3 drones going to be going down. Spore under fire. Forge and Twilight Council on the way. I do like this here from MasTeR. It looks like he's going for a ground transition. Starting off with Sky Toss, but soon to be switching into something very different. As the Tempests are wreaking havoc. Hydrogen now done. Spires on the way. And with good control, these Tempests should never go down. At the same time, Erik, he tries to bust in, but last there are oracles to defend. So MasTeR, he defends, he attacks. He hunts down the spores. Spores are going down. He gets 1. Soon to be 2. Lings, they try to bounce back in, but last they are being denied time and time again. Oh god, the queens are pulling one after the other, and it looks like MasTeR is done it. He has overwhelmed. He's overwhelmed the army. Takes down every single queen. The hatchery is going to fall. Erik going to be knocked down to 3 bases. Corruptors are on the way, but the damage has been done. And MasTeR can always recall. Speaking of, there it is. Oh, he will leave 1 Tempest behind, so a bit of a misplaced recall. Oh god, there's no spore. I mean, the queen count was reset. There's only 3 queens left, and that's going to be 8 drone kills. Ay. MasTeR is not stopping. Not stopping. Corruptors pop out. Do you pop out? Once again, MasTeR being active. Behind this going +1 in Blink Stalkers. So if the idea here is that Erik, he overextends and he overmakes Corruptors. And then MasTeR pops off with a ground army instead. That's the goal, that's the hope. Here we go. MasTer's pushing in. Going for the 3rd. Corruptors are coming in from behind. Lings as well, they collapse in. The Tempest count should be reset. But what about the Stalkers? What about the MasTer coming in? And MasTer, it looks like he has Sada. He's breaking through. The Lings go down. The Corruptors as well. The Corruptors, they will get the final Tempest, just barely. But again, I'm sure MasTer, he's content with that. I'm sure he's perfectly fine. Nice Blinks here with the Stalkers. Charge only behind this, still reinforcing on the front lines, and Erik, he just cannot keep up. Momentum too heavily in favor of MasTer. Hatchery goes down. Erik down to 2 bases. Trying to go for a counterattack, but alas, Raptors, they do fall. Here we go, MasTer just rotating over, just starving Erik out. He wants the base once again. He wants it. Nice link. Avoid service area. At the same time, Corruptors, they do hit the 3rd. And will they get it? It's going to be close. It's going to be so close here. Down to 3 Corruptors. And we hold. Erik does hold on. Behind this, 26 drone kills. Ah, no. 26 workers go down. I mean, MasTer may lose all these Stalkers, but even then, it's still worthwhile. He recalls back home. Does recall Archons. That's going to be the nail in the coffin. Again, Erik, he's working with purely Ling Hydra, and splash damage units like Colossus, Storm, Archons, they're going to excel against this kind of army. With that, MasTer is getting ready for his move out. Meanwhile, before I get ahead of myself, a big shout to Flapjack in the chat. Baby God, thank you so much for the support for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a great time, and welcome one and all to the final game of the final series of the final Code for Giants Cup in 2024. It's been a beautiful year here of StarCraft. We've had so many of these events. I mean, 17 of them. And of course, the owner, the main sponsor of that is Code for Giants, did drop by the chat earlier, giving us a shout out. So thank you so much. Big shout out to Code for Giants. As the base is being broken. The base is being broken. We do have some Lings counterattacking, but GG gets called, and MasTer will take the series 3-2, becoming this week's the final Code for Giants Cup champion of 2024. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, and congratulations to MasTer. It was a very intense finals, went all the way to the ace match, but there could only be one. Congratulations to MasTer. My condolences to Erik. I appreciate that Erik did switch up his build this time, going for the hatch block instead, but again, he just wasn't quite able to keep up and maintain his losses against the aggression of MasTer. GG. GG, well played. Very impressive stuff there out of MasTer. Is going to be our final champion of the year. Just catching up in the chat. Catching up. Yeah. Muy buenas noches. Buenas noches, papi. Buenas noches. This is the final. It is. It is the finals. It is the finals. That was one of the stasises of all time. It was in the previous game on Whispers of Gold where we saw the stasis trap catch all the Lings and the Roaches. I don't think I've seen a juicier stasis trap because that got like almost the maximum amount of units in a stasis. It was crazy. Hola, amigo Light. Saludos. Saludos, gato. Saludos. Good to see you. Good to see you. But with that, GG. GG, well played. We are going to be wrapping up here for the day. Emphasis on the day because, again, we have another cast in, I believe, 6.5 hours. Yeah, 6.5 hours time. We're going to be live with the Sparkling Tuna Cup. That is our weekly open tournament. We did move it to the center, to the middle of the week, just because we can no longer host it on the weekends due to Masters Coliseum. So we have since moved to the weekdays. Does mean that we have less participation, but regardless, the show will go on, and we're still hosting our open cups whenever we can. So again, if you want to tune in, 6.5 hours time, we have more StarCraft. Otherwise, I mentioned before, I was going to ladder, but no, sure, I'm far too tired. I have no energy to ladder. I'm gonna go pass the hell out, and wake up in time for some more StarCraft, for Sparkling Tuna Cup. That is the plan. That is the goal. So with that, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. A big shout out to Code for Giants for sponsoring the event. Shout out to Cosmos for organizing and casting the event in Brazilian as well. Big shout out to Cosmos. And yeah, hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Hope you all had a great time here today. Again, we're kind of nearing the end of the year. Despite that, we still have plenty of StarCraft to get into. Plenty of StarCraft to cast. Again, later on today is Sparkling Tuna Cup. Tomorrow is Tenacious Royal Tussle, followed by the Pondcast, followed by the MC Show Match, Firegrow Cup, Alima League, Master Coliseum. Just broadcast after broadcast after broadcast. As a heads up, we will be taking 2 days off this month. We're going to be taking off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We will not be casting those 2 days. We're going to be taking them off instead and spending time with our families, of course. And I hope you are able to as well, or hope you enjoy your holidays, however you do celebrate them. Even if you don't, hope you have a great end of year. And again, we'll see you guys later on tonight for some more StarCraft. See you later tonight. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for support. We'll see you guys in 6.5 hours. Or we'll see you next time. See you next time, papi. Also, if you want to help follow us, if you want to support us, you can do so via checking us out on the social medias. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings. As you can follow us. Can't follow us. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time. I'm gonna go bed. Go pass out. See you next time.